Hey guys, so I did try a lot yesterday to do some footage after the event had closed and it all got quiet and everything like that, but the Insomnia gods were against us in a humongous way. Not only did they cut my filming time down from 2 hours, which I thought I could just about squeeze stuff in, to an hour and then down to 45 minutes, but also for about 30 of those 45 minutes they were doing stuff all on the stage. It was really noisy, they were watching YouTube videos and music stuff, so I pretty much had to sack it all off. We did manage to do a couple of bits, but there was always so much noise in the background. I thought, sod it, I'm going to come back down and talk to you when the actual event's on, which I was trying to avoid. But anyway, so the Asus stand, obviously I've got a rig on the other side of this. We won't shout about that too much because there are members of the press that have got a little bit shirty about it. Tiny little OC3D logos, they've obviously got a complete complex about. But anyway, so the Asus stand, there's 3 different sections. We've got the gaming zone, which is a section around here in a minute. It does actually say that there's a custom system made by Tiny Tom Logan, but there's actually the Parvam system, which is this one. Well, there are 3 zones anyway. The gaming zone, it says you can take a seat at 6 of the ROG desktops and you can play CSGO, and there's prizes and stuff for people that do that. You've got the display zone, and this is actually where our system is, and this is where you've got all the gaming motherboards and the graphics cards and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the headset experience zone, which is a section I'm near now, which is why I've started here. And it's actually the bit about this stand that I think is actually really quite good, because if I spin you around, uber kind of technical and all that kind of shiznies, essentially what they've got is they've got a load of the or a selection of Asus's 6-inch tablets around here, and you can pretty much put the headsets on, choose a bit of music that you want to listen to and test the headsets out. But you can do that all with all the different headsets all at the same time, so you can go from one to another and listen to the same track. And let's face it, when you buy a headset you have to listen to idiots like me that are trying to tell you how good it is. But at least here, you can work it out for yourself. And then you can make a conscious choice on which one you want to get. This, I think, is absolutely brilliant. Okay then peeps, round to the end of the gaming zone. I'll spin you around in a second and I'll show you that you've got 6 systems around here which you can play CSGO on. And they've actually got these awesome seats. And I should spin you around and do this first, because you can see that there's people gaming around here at the moment. They're actually like car bucket seats, and they are so comfy. I really want one for the office. I like even to get rid of my dentist chair. And I really like the kind of I can't think of the flipping film now, but I really like that Asus character up there. You know, the one where all the characters are coming out of the sea and stuff. Yeah, you know the one I mean. You know the one I mean. Of course you do. Right. I really shouldn't have had my breakfast so late this morning because I think I'm going to burp all over the place, but I did want to show you about the Parvam rig as well. Now, the boys at Parvam did this. It's Magnus. It's all over the internet. You've literally, if you've not seen it, why not? Get on the OC3D forums. It's literally all over the place. But it's got a pretty mental spec. So if I show you this, you can look for yourself. I'm not going to bore you. Pause it. That's it. Right. But it's actually got one of my RAID cards in it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you in for a closer look. Try not to trip up on my mic, because it's on a huge cable. And you can pretty much just go in and have a look for yourself. Now that's 3280X is in there. There's a RAID card in the top. There is 8 solid state drives in there in a RAID 0. I think they're getting about 3.5, maybe 4 gig a second in there. You can see all the different chambers in the bottom for the coolant. This is all rigid hosing. I'm not going to touch it like all the other idiots have been all weekend. It's all acrylic, and I love it. I really do. I think my favourite bit, if I move you around here, my favourite bit is these hoses down the front of the case. I think that is a really, really nice touch. If you're into these type of cases, because the Parvam boys don't seem to be able to make them quick enough at the moment, but I'm really quite the fan of this kind of the white look and the frosted and everything. It's just properly nice. Definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I do have one of their normal kind of retail cases, because this is Magnus and this is kind of a custom one at the moment, but you never know, they might start making it for everybody else. but I have got one of the normal MOTX ones at home, one of the V2s, which I will be reviewing shortly. I'm actually just waiting for my custom front to come. But I'll give you one more look at everyone enjoying the gaming zone at the moment. Right then, onto the display zone, and obviously we've got my graphics card test system. Quite the controversial piece on the Asus stand, and I love it. I will show you the motherboards and the graphics cards in a minute, because I actually want to try and get the Striker out the cabinet, but I need to ask Asus about it. But in case you didn't know about this, as part of my birthday celebrations, yes, yet again, I am giving you stuff. We did produce 2 of these cases. They are very similar, but they are still unique. And we're giving one of the cases away, not all the kit inside, but then we're also giving away Maximus 6 Hero, and we're also giving away Maximus 6 Formula, and I have the yet to be announced goodie bag, and I've still not decided what I'm going to put in it. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to pick the winner, and then I'm going to find out the best thing that I can give them, and then get up into the loft of dreams and find some bits for them. But anyway, in this rig we have Asus Rampage Extreme Black Edition with a 4960X, and then there's 2 of the new GTX 780 Ti matrices. Now yes, everyone does keep saying, where are they? They're not out yet, why can't we get them in the shops? And you can pre-order them, and I'm hearing possibly end of April, maybe beginning of May, that they should be in the shops. So what I'm going to do now is cut into some footage that I did actually manage to do yesterday and show you the display cabinet. But in the meantime, I'm going to try and get Asus to let me take the Striker out, and you don't even know what that is yet. Okay then peeps, so you can see me in the stand, la 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 la. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom you in a bit. Now, short of me holding on to the camera to zoom you right in so you can have a look at stuff, it's going to be very difficult for me to show you stuff properly. But I will move the camera to show you something in a sec, and I'll do my best to, you know, we'll try our best. Anyway, so top right hand corner, we've got the ROG Poseidon. That's obviously the hybrid cooled GTX 780. You can run it on air or you can run it on water. It's actually really quiet, I have reviewed it. Top left, ROG Maximus 6 Hero. 160 quid, 165 quid, depending on the retailer that you go to. We're actually giving one of those away in our competition. If we go down a little bit, left hand side, it's the Matrix GTX 780 Ti. Obviously there's 2 of them in the rig behind me, but that's on the stand there as well. And then next to that you've got the ROG Maximus 6 Extreme. But, and I'm going to bring the camera in because this is something even I've not seen yet. This. Now, that's called the Striker. It's a GTX 760 with 4GB of VRAM, and the idea with this is for maybe the people that can't afford to have something as expensive as the Matrix, which is looking to be around the £599 mark, so almost 600 quid. You know, a lot of money. And then this, we're hoping it's going to come in around 225, but I think we might get up to the £250 mark. But I think the idea is that you've got the more video memory for the larger resolution monitors, or even if you're running 1080p and you're using games that use a lot of video memory, you've got that option there, so you've got more frame buffer. But also it's a 760 that kind of carries the same kind of looks and branding as the other Matrix and ROG cards. So it's basically, you've got a lower end ROG card there. Just to the left of it is the Maximus 6 Formula, and this is probably my favourite board in the range. It's got the looks, it's got water cooling options, multiple guard options, it looks the part. You've got the customisable shroud on it, which you can with warranty still whiz that off and paint it, and you're not going to get penalised for it, and it won't void your warranty. And also you've got the Supreme FX audio underneath under there as well, so when you see it all powered up, it's got the lovely little red trail and everything, although with the shroud on you don't see it very much. We go down a little bit further, we've got the Mars 760, 2 760s on that with 4GB of RAM. Reviewed that as well. If you want to see, go and have a look on the channel. And then to the left, the Maximus 6 Impact. Now what I do want to do is, Asus have an obscene amount of peripherals here. We've got headsets, we've got the Vulcan and the Orion. You can see down the bottom. The Orion on the right hand side is actually for consoles, so for all of those of you out there with a 360, an Xbox One or a PS4, that's a console headset that you can use for that. You've got the Vulcan and the Orion there on the left hand side as well. And what I didn't show you before was the Echelon on the up with the gaming rig. And this is another Asus board. It's basically it's very similar to the GK80, I'm told, as well, but it comes in quite competitively priced. I think that's between 60 and 70 pounds. It's all mechanical switches, ticks all the right boxes, and it could be another option for you gamers. This is a detachable as well. Normally I don't like these, but this actually seems to, I've enjoyed having my palms on that, so maybe give that a look.